ke bada ba tunan non rambola na lubienda menda vingoma balato o kenda sanga mi vingomi chisungo nambula talaga kenda nambula takame nakanga ribu kenda menda vango. Okay, when I was that age, what was I doing? Maybe I was in the village setup that helped me to be good and listen to my parents. But if I have been exposed to the same method, maybe not as bad as what my child is doing, but I would be doing the little bit of those things, you know. And that's one of the things that I try to teach the church. It's not that we are condoning or semenda vingoma semenda tokona na kayado, but semenda vingoma ni tu na malumulumo. Ira talaga nalubenda, ira go through a process. Wakay kinaganda go through a process. Dagarongo da beka dona vunao, da duruma dona lotu, dagarongo da nitukutugu binaka, kenda gay kabe kenda na kauda kabati ko edala, o na vingoma na ngani torango chisumo binaka. Kenda geta kaba na viso ya. Inangona da sa mi viso kina, when you have that change, kenda sa senga tali ni vingoma, mendo tali na lubenda, meda kaba tali ndo ne balavala, ndo tani tali, bela teko sa righteous. You have received the Lord Jesus Christ and has become you perfect or righteous in the eyes of God. So you don't have any patience whatsoever for any of your children going otherwise. And sometimes that creates anger. That's one of the anger, which is, I believe, for those who go to church can understand. To the extent that sometimes, for me, my weakness, I have that kind of righteous thinking and feeling with my children. When I had my children, I had that. Now when I have my grandchildren, I begin to change. Because I saw what I did, and then as a mother, it wasn't perfect. I wasn't a perfect mother. I was expecting my children to rise up and to be perfect like me, to be righteous in serving God. My upbringing was totally different. I don't go clubbing. I don't go drinking. I wasn't like a normal young girl that goes out and do what she wants to do. I wasn't. My upbringing was very strict. So I brought that upbringing thinking that I can do it to my children, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So another weekend, I mean, the mendangele implementa ka vira nalubenda leba ngona ke dana bango kila ngono ba kanya na kangori balato ngono ba namba kingori ya ngunti te vioka senga na va autombale o pato reda ikona roni kona but iko na numatiko that time has moved you can continue to punish your children for having something you don't have, and I think that's very wrong. If you have to punish your children or to make them feel guilty that they are having something that you never have. It's good for you to say it so they know and they appreciate it, but not for them to feel guilty that I have something better than my parents. Yeah. So the righteous, that's one. Second, no more expectations. When your expectation is not met, okay, baka everton na luviam, iku sana kabango. Iku na mitame san everton na luviam sana tiko na ka everton ka. Se na kai konamaka. Mengona resinta ka bakita. Baka indo na dun. Baka indo na dun tarekenda. Kito vitang na tiko na kai normal. Bertele mo na kenda may angilo si tiko lamani valilotu. May makanda vai suliranga may men keda to lelenga itu angilo si kinto sarngan. Eken to rela. But koi loma, koi lema na kabango, we don't talk about it. And when the second thing that I came to realize is and I was really, like, I took about good 5 minutes when I'm reading, to check myself. But like that, I need to go to the root cause of my anger to take it away completely. But I think I was sharing during the Leaders Congress to say you need to find closure. Yeah, you need to find closure. But open door to go. Your anger is always there. And then you don't say it. That's why I'm like my na kaya ibale kama de kusabol boli sa set sartunga. But kung galang magindi kanya. You open the cupboard. So you go open the freezer, kung nakaikuha nila na noodles na tuna, iko sa rilay takamendo kanakin, mongay dola ni salala, mongay tarmaya, ito kanya naka, o terang act baka iko irandali nga varake. And, they just choose to be deaf. They're not listening. And then you're looking around, kaya then anger. Because you sa no may expectation, you're saying ni sotabi. And you get frustrated because your expectation for your children, or even in the workplace, anywhere, because this anger, it's uncontrollable. So it really depends. Like for us, I believe it's good to talk about it, because for you to identify when you are angry, don't just be angry. I have a reason why you are angry. And if you have a reason of being angry, like today, like for me, I haven't been feeling well like this few weeks or few days, I can say. I was angry. So I'm trying to fix myself. And I created pages in, Word document. Word document for my family, Word document for the workplace. I'm talking about myself. And Word document for me. So what I was doing, I was trying to fill in these pages on why I'm so disappointed and angry for my family, angry with workplace, angry with myself. So I was filling up all this Word document to help me. I was trying to get it out of my heart, get it out of my mind. I was trying to fix myself. So in the process of fixing myself, I'm bringing it to this forum so we can all fix ourselves. Yeah. And I believe it's a good forum for us to talk about it. Well, second is when you are frustrated, you are angry because what you expect. Like it's consistent. Yung sa kila, kama da vi kito ivale, vi nanitota, o kwa na vi ngona kaya limas mas, so kwa nalak me na mataklile, ko bule me na dunti. So, klasa na kayo ko sa expect ka, it comes all the time. So vi kimni eva kambenda na wati muni to na kaya kava se na makumbumbu vi kito na norto tutu ta kavaya na orto na makumbungu etu na duties orto da kavivale merto kile na duties mer na orto la kaya kai buli nerto listal ma orto kile tala na norto duties lako ko na laundry ko ya, like we know the expectations. For me, those are my expectations. When one is not done, without knowing, if I come and I see this pile of laundry, okay, whose laundry? Clear the laundry, clear to the drawers, whose roster? Say, like, may balik kurong, ay pile to the dishes. Whose kitchen duty? Say, na lounge, rasketa to na, ano ba tatalo na, so who's doing lounge? I'm asking the question, but I'm not controlling the resentment and the anger. It's, like I'm asking the question, but my heart, I'm angry. It's like, this person's supposed to do the duty. Why is it not done? So we talk about these things, or we continue to live a day to another day, but that anger, unresolved, unspoken, it continued to build up within you. Kaya yung nga nagay doon kinanakalala, kwa nakakili ko tubo-tubo yung tuya. Sa wasidi. Atar kinando na kaso. Na kinalewe ilom. Like for my family, I'm talking about my family, and I know these ladies will have their, their own stories. So for me, like when my husband comes in every morning from prayer and he brings those morning tea, it helps me because I don't have to go out of my way to run around and do morning tea. So this week it was quite challenging for me because not only I feed my family, we also on a mission roster to feed the mission. So I have to think of 2 breakfasts. And in the process, I have to think of the 2 boys that are going to lunch. And in the process of making their lunch, I make everybody else's lunch. So it's that kind of thinking. And when one is not met, if I am already working onto the lunch and I'm expecting that breakfast to come in, and when that breakfast doesn't come in, then without knowing, the anger welled up within me, for no reason. Like what I'm saying this morning, there are certain things that you cannot control. Your feelings, just well up because of the expectations not being met. So that's another reason why we get angry. We expect things to be done, and it's not there. So you get frustrated, and you cannot control being angry. Since I've shared the 2 elements or identification of anger or causes of anger, I will give this forum to the ladies. Natamanga ko sa halata ni ko kaya nonda sa nanuma everything has to be right, feeling righteous. Kaya kin kro nanumo expectations. Na kay kusando nanuma meta kan gisan ngona sinyak ikong gay dunro. Kim do rin say your own story today to benefit those that are also watching in the program.
Pinakantiray. Wabili nakatakan na numubewa si chika na matakan ni kwa, but ni kasarangan ko do erdo biawe do nazundro na nintararaw ni sinirakan don ka. Indolak me mo zakaka keo, zakaka pa bol sarbati ki munie. na numa expectation ko kana sabani tiko na ni vakandona ka aunque do vakasamta ko eu ko saranga do chika ningona mo mai vale me sini dona ka vaka sando bita psa ngabi na zura rarawa ni o sando vaka kemprundo va iko san liu sar chiko ni kenda va bera chika ni na lako
afecta kana na result ni kakameta kaya
untuk pasal tengah na nunggu vakasam so ngona ko kai ko tukun so ngona sabo ya saranga na boiling point saya na iksa sinroni warakira sa sinroni sa binangabi ko mek sa sangai mo sa sangai nga bitur kona kala le sanga ba berto na lubengo o bakau wangi vakasam ta ko sang setsar ni struggle virtu na lima kortu na ngasi kortu virtu na kamba ni bala virtu bala chiku biau bala na rtu ti wat ki yau kona kala saranga na sama kini vale mo nge dola kini vale me ni lu nango ndo su kambere ki ndo wakila na nungu oza mo nge dola kini vale me nge sini za kutu na kando ndo me za sando
pakai rarawa
saranga na lu to sando kila saranga ko ako ndo tukuna na nungu rarawa sakara mbotenga ba Italia.
Sabana barangay.
Sabana ba Italia. Tigo nga may ko angas. Do kilo tal kasi. May kental nga bir na tinda. Eu sini so ngona. Tang roni na numu ka ko ase chiko na numu susus na vano ko susus mekina. Ningona me so na bir na tinda. Nikendan dindi susus mai nano so nambula mekina weekenda ando limna ngono ndo kaverto na ngoni kim ndo lak vale wi tadirua vale wi ko ngasiviao na vale ao nomdo naleu ona ngiduru ngai ni mongela kana drive o ko e bola kani mo tak tunga na drive na ve ngona kelenga ya zaka na clean la sala ni vale a asin klana va ke mundo re da chico do la kuika do la come que na babu bulke aberto do kaberto kim do la koika kim do la do va ka ta kilomani valea ongen do sintora ra ni kim do va ka ta kilomani vale que do la come que do va vele saranga e so no do bil tak na no do susu na parents
how we brought them up
how we brought them up ni so no na babuli dirto bango so no na ira rongo tal chuna babu buli koka kombe ka so no do kaya kombe ka ra watumbe ke kina vaya ni so na irna watinda na lulu ni vuvale na ulu ni vuvale so no ngone ira sana warunga tunga na kwa kondo raro kina na lo bateni onto la konike zakaka ni ke o reza na kena tu baka matau ndala ko ni vale me sini zakana kanton ni mazaka ko sarna tu kuna chuko
bakandora
sanga
this is good. This is good that we are talking about these things because these are the things that we hardly talk about. Because sometimes I, highlight the fact of the relationship of husband and wife and families. For most cases, because I receive a lot of prayer requests, for most cases, women are just staying home. They are not happy. They are mostly just angry with everything because of that. Second causes of anger is when your expectations are not met. And even sometimes when it's met, it's not consistent. Man, set saranga ruto. Men gonna say ko maro kinay ko vaso sao. Really? Again next day. O kana pati asali balele do na bunaya. So, your expectations is not met. Anybody else would like to share kala na kawase chkiniko
2019 may lang ganito tayo. Sangi orto kale na ngone big challenge biyaw. Nung gusto singir to mae. Yung ge vaksam ang ge nanu mo yaw. Nirto na roni raida na umbula taka. Betenge sember ni lang ganito taw sa tikbulote sa. Ngone ge sa lenga kinoko
Ngone lenga kinoko orto ngone sandi panganga se bawati. Orto se tu sarkit tan tu ngai vale.
Rolero sa bawati. To kena porto si chuk ngai au genanu mo ya una ngone me lenga kino ni tota merto na muria umai yonge ba bin bina kata na kaloni Wabini binakatanga niya sa may luto na ngona lang kinito tayo. Kaya sa nga kaya nando tental na bitala no. Na nung gusto ngira to may game bakami bisa walile na bikaw
nama kaberto
Oke babini binakataka ni omelewe na puno may dakadak chikina. Oke mata kelilinga sabi nakatanga mo lakuma mo may dakadak. Na bikaw lakuduru may bale. Ya mena ngona mongi sukatala ni kini bale. Te kubunga mati ni katu bau sa te kubu bosa. Untuk sana dong kanga bio. Sabi nak ngana mo laku. Te kubunga mati ni katu bau sana te kubu.
See,
Big challenge sana. Ento atane nunggu bakasama berarti nunggu kaberto. Atuata kim tu reda nona ibu kibu kina nona ito bana bika kim tu mbulata. Na struggle sana ngona. Ya ngona sa halikina kim do me.
Sinto koniko.
Kota langa sindo chindo bos berto ndo reda nangona bula tu kinota kinto angan reba keditu kinto lot be singa tam kinto singa bandoni me kinto lako beta non to binaka ya no ngana ge me alikina ge me be sa utale tu na ndo bara we kando singa ni lomani na bolo ya ngona sto binaka ngabi au me
ya na tu mai
nakabo chugano dakaki bala sa sama ka sala ko mai ye monge ndo lesian.
Well, this is really good we're talking about these things because like what I said, we hardly talk about this. And when they're sharing the stories, you can identify those ladies that are tuning in from all over the world, that these things that they're talking about happens to every household, happens to every home. And also for you children that are tuning in today, or you get to watch this program, we would like you to also hear your mom. They may be sharing about their children, but those are the effects of the things you do to your mom when you do the same thing. And one thing that we have heard now for the second time, na kambuada rinivali na babitalia nanduka balato kwaya ningone kiba mireni kina kemsa kilanga sa yo ngango kwaya kwa ndo dhunru kina but kimi ni namago na tabe dhunru kina na kaya umbite tunga kina tabe dhunru kina na sa dhunru na but na sa baka samtag au na leba sanga au na sasa maki au na bite binaka kede ne yango kwaya ngana baka sama ya esa la ngami kina na machine gun sa langa tunga ya don't tell me kimro was send when it comes to those two that we've covered today.
Inaka, me karu sa wase tegnanong ito kani antiraye. Via talanga I go through the same thing at home. Gay vaya ni orna lugan sara they've grown up. Sara do
young adults.
Sanda expect kira menda Mere Davetanivalu sona sorongon na Davetanivalu sorongon me kat kuno antidi sa ko ngaya ya me kan indo war tak tak cungan indo sorongon na rating mendengar na lugan gay cikitalir na tata.
O tata ngone tali ken ngone.
Leva auto ngone mal ken
kalima ngone tondo. Sorry, Dad, we're not here to attack you, but that's exactly who you people are.
Just recently, lalu dito ala ko na team Islandi, nandala ko lengan dia da bakade ngula bakade libar lek.
Ngala no na bakasa.
Ngala na bakasa mo ko ya ni nasaya do nga may mal. Ko na singa do may kinay bal. Dati kabusar nga may bio renatata, tatingin. Iya mere kongo awangango. Ile sabi na nga mendangan dia tu mendangan.
Kaya nyo nga normal di ko kini ko tukunyalo iko nge mango awa mo di mayakan. Kamali ko sa rongo nga iksamo. Well, this is really good because we're actually bringing out our frustration, And the two mentioned so much about their children. Like she mentioned quite a very, I would say a very important part for dads. We can in a turanga. Kondo live na ngono was sending I share it quite often. When we start courting, we are two young birds, falling in love. The only thing you see are stars and the sun and the moon. You see all the brightness and all the love. Everything is just love. But when you start that relationship and then you start, we start having babies, for us women. After the first child, when stars dapat so the stars and the sun the moon why? Because we are engrossed in our responsibilities, changing the diapers, having another extra mouth to feed. You can't just get up and go to work. You have to organize somebody to look after that child. All those responsibilities, without knowing, change us. It changes from that young, vibrant, beautiful girl, free to do anything and everything, and have the money to spend on themselves, no longer exist. Now we become the responsible one. And I share this quite often to understand why men are like that. And then yet, on the men, if they decide to come and help change the diaper, then they become matured like the woman or like the wife. If they decide to say that's a girl's job, then they become durvo all the time. And that is why 2, 3, 4 children, ona sa barita ka na sa levumengo, ona, but ka sa valuven. Yo tutu, senga, o kwe rivina katunga, kwe durvo tunga tutu. Durvo tunga o tangane. Which means, if we are not careful, or when you're not careful, that disconnection to the responsibility that stems back right inside of men to think that they don't have any responsibility. At the back of their mind, their family is not there. They become the same person that walked in to that relationship when there was only 2, and the same feeling, the same person living through the years of marriage with the 4, 5, 8 children in the making. Is still that man. But when you're connected and you take ownership of the responsibility, because he has taken on responsibility with moms. But when mom stand alone, then mom it is itself all the time. And the father are just standing on the sideline. They become their fathers by name. But they are not doing anything at all. They provide to the family, but they are not connected to the family. They are known to be the children's father, but they are not connected in any way to be part of the responsibility it takes to make these children grow up to where they are. And most of these roles are just being handled by women. And that is why I share this all the time in the church that we are in. We all go to the same church anyhow. And when we talk about the family conference or family, Namatabubale, that we try and do the whole of this year in a very small scale, down to the regions, divisions, and to the grassroots people, to understand the relationship between husband and a wife, relationship to their children, relationship within the youths, and all these different angles of a family. I highlight as much because that is correct. That self-denial. Oh, what she's talking about. I'm saying something because I am a matured grandmother. I see what is happening. I also, in the church that I'm not just a member, I lead that church and I see what is happening. And I also receive prayer requests from women that go through the same thing. So I've had the time to stand back and assess all these things to come to conclusion with what I'm sharing with you. So for you men, if you are married and you're still young and your marriage is still very young, try and engage yourself and be part of your family. Engage yourself. Even if your wife don't ask for your help, offer your help. That was a mistake I did as well. We brought this problem on ourselves, to be honest. We brought this problem on ourselves because we do everything. We do everything. One child do everything, second child everything, fourth everything, fifth everything. And then when you're looking for help now, because you have other things, no help was coming. And you're getting angry because no help was coming. But we were the cause of the problem because we have taken on the role and the responsibility without asking for help from the beginning. I believe Ratu, my. You know what? We had a conference in Lotok. I think we did the celebration, and we had men's team. What we did with our men's and the games, we gave them one game on how to change the diaper. And I don't know whether people remember. Yeah. And we got these babies, like mannequins and diapers for them to do the game. It's amazing. Like if they were doing it to real life, some of the legs would have broken. Some children's leg would have broken. Na non revisto tak. So I bukidala, so I strappy muri, and then we did that to help them understand the simple role. And that's just one mannequin, one baby for what, 10, 20 minutes you're doing. For us mothers, plenty bottoms we change for years. But we become, get some skill. So the skill, okay, how to do. I mean, you have 8 children. Boy, I take my head off you. How you did that? I can't, 8 children. Mo kong garaba, mo garaba tiko nangone, mo bakaba kidia. Yo, balate ni rasa nga nitiki ni pingarabi me na mateni ngona. I blame women for doing that. So for young couples, because we've learned we are getting angry, I would say baseless anger, because we brought about those frustrations on ourselves. We didn't get them to be part of it earlier, or give them the responsibility earlier. And just when we are deciding to do other things, then you are seeing that they haven't really taken note of anything that is happening. And men, don't get us wrong that we are here to run you down. We are here to try and make the family work, and for you to understand the frustration within the woman that is beside you. Some women may be so vocal, and they will tell you, I'm quite vocal, I will not keep it to my heart, I will say it out. Some women will not say it. Nakangara kam to ratangi tunga. Ralak wali sili ratangi, ayamada ga vocal, yo tangi tunga. Au tangi. Au senganin, au na lebana kai ko kila. I mean, I don't know whether people reach that angle or level. No one seems to understand. And no one is listening. No one is listening. So there are women out there at home that are tuning in today with your husbands, that you don't have the forum and you can't even say it out, because that's our duty. We are expected to do. And even if we ask for help, some will respond, saying, good job, good. I ain't got a job near lao. Saying, good job, good. Natanga ni siniwasanga, natanga talanga sinindo viso pikini. Do sanongona ondo, but the sanongona ondo ronga the balilai, a sonongo friends. So sandava sarango. Kiko sa sinirota nga na job, bangara talindua. Yeah? Yeah. Kiko sa sinirota nga nangaraban ngo matapabala, bangara talindua. I think it's wrong to say that. It's very wrong as a man to say that to their wives. Because the wives have pleaded that, taken on the responsibility to look after their children. All they're asking is just a little help. Not a big help, a little help. And that little help, when offered, make sure it's done all the time. All the time. So, like what I said, we're not here to bulldoze the men or to, speak down on the men. We are here to bring about healthy conversation that can help families to live happy, to enjoy, themselves. Because if you're looking at a setup of family, the husband can be, because his needs is being looked after. The children, their needs are being looked after. But what about the woman? She may be just putting on a smile, but you will never know what they're going through. You will never know what is behind, that smile that they're trying to put up to make it look like it's all okay. And we are here to talk about the not okay things. So for us to better and also to help us enjoy our family. Because if not, we can enjoy the matubala, but we run a maramara savakachana, not to give us to do. Evangaranda Luvena, Vangarana, Yaloka, Sakamorokoya, this Aloke. A lot of things that we are so involved with. Atiras, would you like to share anything with us this morning?
We were saying the Mataniko, we were going to be was saying to go on the Mataniko and Tirae. Kilani, we return on one in Irtosachiko Kedana Tesseria. Sonongwa ne rangone matua. Kila sonongwa ne da so veira datuko nga nindona karsada. Sonongwa sora opposite.
Ikala tuko vale.
Tuko na vale bawa so virto. Yanda upaka bini nakatani mo ileo nandona ministry vabuli di nambula ni Bengarabi, nambula ni Loloma. Se vada bana nonra sonanga une boti sar non rambula.
Kai
la sar. Lo mani ministry mele wa na mandanga e bagabuli di mandanga na sa makina no ni vale sabsabai. Waka mingindo la ko mai weekend na lidur da ni vale. Tangera tu na lo mani bu vale. E gindo ya da ni be ka bi me segni duna ka dak. beg ni daka ya imbiungan del tebe li balikuro.
Iya.
Kila. Da expect ka tsuga na kamera. Guys indala ko ni guys senga ni da.
Kandina. Iya.
E pakai kau terserang mai weekend na aldi tu.
Iya. Ki pakai ni ko dun raya, kim do ni torra. Do you find that anger? Like that anger? That anger, but you feel sorry for yourself.
Iya.
Pakai ko the only thing that comes sex is tanging.
Iya.
You know?
Iya.
You pakai dah lama nikah, dah pakai yang kaya. After all this long day of all this hard work, the only little thing, pakai ko, you know, iko dun, pakai ko tangi. Yeah.
So nga ano
Basta
magdalay mo
kito.
So nga ano magdalay po tara na po pasanga sala ko tunaway ni matang. Palitin yung kilan na kau nama kaya ni guys nga. Kila. So na raki ni bulay enta mga binabinak.
Iya.
Ni tigo na kalu
Kandina. Ebu kikian, dah?
Kikita. So
Ebu kikian dah for that closure. Iya.
So nga ano sala ko ni matago sakay turang. Asin rin ang dibacho nga ko.
Iya. Iya.
Wa binakatache na bibakabuliri lo mani ministry o mai lewena kito mai lewena pa kamata pupale so nanga una ta expecta ka ni birra na ngani medaka naka gai opposite na kara ka mai ya upa binaka ni da sama sulakira tunga senga ninto e tau do
Iya, kandina.
Iya. Binaka kinana.
Iya.
Mataka ni singiniko.
Well, this is quite a healthy talk that we're having this morning, and for those of you children that get to watch this program maybe later, we would like to encourage you, because we're still on the same topic, and nearly most of the ladies this morning have mentioned, you know, the frustration and the anger that come upon them when they get home and they see that. So you hear them today, and if you are doing that at home, maybe sometimes your mom tells you off, or your nana, like nana here, but maybe sometimes they just don't say anything. Don't ever think that it's okay. It's not okay. You know, when they're silent, they're not saying anything, they are crying. They're crying. And they're crying inside of them. And, you know, I can vouch and be a good testament to what's all shared by these four ladies. For me, I have my moments of asking. I have my moments of, you know, asking the questions, who's on duty, who's doing that. But sometimes I don't ask the question anymore. I just come and silently just do it. But I'm crying inside. You know, I'm crying inside. And I'll hold that until I go under the shower. And the sound of the shower can drown my crying. And I'll just vent out my crying there. Just to make me feel better. And some of the things, I try to accept the fact that it's going to be like that. And this is a very good forum. Like I say again, we're talking about a lot of things when it comes to anger. And for those of you women that are tuning in today, hearing their stories, and also finding these stories relevant to what you are facing at home, since we have spoken of the issues, we've spoken about what causes our anger, and we've spoken about the hurt that we go through being normal mothers at home every day. I believe then we need to talk about things that can help us on how we can manage that anger. On how, you know, moving forward, what helps you to better yourself. But I think we are bringing all these things upon ourselves. They continue to live like nothing. You know? I mean, you tell somebody off today, the next day they do it back to you. And they continue with their living. I mean, they're happy. They continue to live. But you're not happy. In your heart, you're not happy. And I would like to share with you, ladies, this morning, that anger and that unhappiness is not good for you. It is not good for you. So I want to bring that to this forum for us to find, you know, closure on those anger. Best way moving forward that we can talk about this morning, if that happens to you or when it continuously happens, then you need to find something within you to say to yourself how you're going to manage it. The same thing I continue to face, I stop talking. I stop screaming. I stop shouting. I stop.